Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm doing just fine. Don't mind all the test. Let's hey there, stream. Hope you're all doing well today. This should be fun. I don't know if the show's emotes. Let's try emotes. Is this me? Let's do that. There we go. I have chat on screen. If you guys are wondering what that's about, I have chat on screen. Let's see. Everything looks fine. However, Twitch is saying that I'm getting 0 bit rate to them. They say I'm offline. So I'm just gonna real quick check that I am in fact in online. We are in online. There we go. Let's go. Okay. Oh no, there we go. It's saying we're online. It says we're unstable, but like when does Twitch say I'm not unstable? I wish I could show you guys how steady my bit rate is at all times. But here we are. Let me move this over here. I don't know how to get Twitch to think that I'm stable again. I must have like a unsetting, you know? Just like a little son of a bitch. Little off. I spend all this time and I'll fuck it up at the last second. Hi, hello, I'm PB. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing just fine. Actually, I've been on a little bit on the sick streak. My household right now is just playing Leapfrog with the flu right now, which is fun. So I'm sure that along with just the like temperature fluctuating and my own hormonal schedule, all of that's not doing great for me and my health. But we're trying to make it work. I was gonna start streaming like 2 hours ago, but I got a headache. So I just left the entire setup on, and then I went to go lay down for a bit. All right. Let me just make sure everything is in the place in which I, in fact, can see it. Hopefully the music isn't loud. I'm gonna throw this up here. Yeah, so I'm using the same layout. I didn't know what to do with the layout for today, so I instead decided to change the overlay name to Game Prep. What we're gonna do is Wretched Wasteland by Stuart Watkins. Cover art is by Farhan Shalabarter or Zalabarter. I don't know what the X is. I don't know what language of origin that last name is, so I don't know how to pronounce the X. Xalabarder. Internal art is by Kirill Changov, and layout is by M.A. Guox. Over on the left, that is the actual PDF. I'm sure they wouldn't really appreciate me showing the entire thing, so with the bitrate, I'm hoping for the most part you guys can't read it, but at least something will be moving. But this is Wretched Wasteland. This is what I think we're going to be playing on, I have to check my calendar, on the 24th or the 1st of May. We'll see. We'll see what I could get done in the next 2.5 weeks. But this is what I'm planning on playing, Wretched Wasteland. As described before, this is a game in which we are a scout for our village. This is in the post-apocalyptic world, and the world is ridden with so many dangers. However, we have just scouted out that there is a giant raiding camp nearby, setting up to go raid our village, and therefore we have to go warn our village. However, we have to run rapidly through the wastelands and encounter all this like awful stuff in between us and our village. So The content warning in this game is while this game is for fun, it does deal with some dark themes. It contains violence, death, starvation, rabid dogs, and cannibalism. It is about surviving in a horrible post apocalyptic future. It is unlikely you will be successful with your journey without lightly modifying the rules. This game is about the narrative that a scout in the wastes experience, however. It is not all doom and gloom. There are little gems of beauty in the wasteland. If you pull a card that doesn't fit well with you, that's fine, just skip it. Which is why this is why I do prep with all of these games. Just like the last game. Hold on, I actually got an Amber Alert for an area near me. Okay, I pressed the button and then it didn't actually show me where this was. Ah, this is on the opposite side of town, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately, but also unfortunately. Hopefully they are safe. Um, but yeah, so with Case Close, Cold Case RPG, I went through and I adjusted like everything, you know? I adjusted pretty much anything and everything you could. Oh, I forgot to turn on. You know what? Let me do that right now. All the tables I touched up and I changed because there's things I just didn't want to deal with. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with that. And that's okay. That's the beauty of doing something by yourself. Why is Spotify not one of my windows available here? Okay, we'll just make a new one, I guess. Interesting. Spotify is not showing up. ¿Por qué? Like right here, fam. Why you know wanna look at this? But yeah, so I changed up everything about it in an effort to make the experience better for me. And it did. It worked perfectly. I didn't have to after I took them out of like the game, I simply just never had to think about it again. Which is exactly what I want to know. That's me. Nope, that's that. Why are you being fucky? You know what? Let's just remove. Let's just turn you off and we'll do it again. Spotify. Did not like that. All right. Again, even though this is chill hop, I'm still just gonna cover most of that up. I'll throw that up in the corner. One day, I'm on the lookout for a better way to show you guys what I'm listening to on Spotify. There are a lot of programs that will do it, but I'm not in love with most of them, so I'm still on the lookout for like a better one for me to like that I will enjoy. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing here. But that means I have to read through the TTRPG. And as of right now, I've looked at it, but I haven't necessarily actually gone through the whole thing. I just like the concept of it. And honestly, that was enough for me at the time. So just gonna up that a little bit because this music's a little softer than I'm used to. But yeah, so Wretched Wasteland is a game about survival. Survival in a world torn apart. So my goal today, right now, is I wanna lay out um, my outline. So for Case Closed, I did an outline for myself in which um, I laid out all the rules for myself, essentially, and it made everything so much easier. On the day of, I was able to just simply jump on, and whenever I had a question about the rules, I would just look down and I would see, all right, what is a success? What do I have to do on a success? What do I do on a failure? And on a match, if the die matched, what would I do? I gave myself what a time tracker does, then some points on what it means when I succeed or I fail. Then I didn't actually look through any of this, but I had like the suspects and what that meant and all of this. It was basically I wrote just notes for myself to better understand the game, and most importantly, honestly, the suspects and incriminating evidence. It just helped me understand what elements I was going to need for a stream, which honestly worked out great. So that's my plan today. Also, is I want to do something along those lines. So I was just gonna do that real quick. I'm just gonna keep that on there for now, so you guys know what we're doing for the most part. So what? Wretched Wasteland is a game about survival. Survival in a world torn apart by war. It is a game about the few people that still inhabit the earth and the dangers they face. Your character is a scout from the Compound, a small bastion of civilization. Okay, as a scout, you have seen what the wasteland has done to people, how it has infected their minds and turned them into murderers, thieves, and cannibals. You know what horrors exist out in the waste. A scout knows that patience and a slow pace are key to survival. However, you must move at a dangerous speed to make it back in time. Wretched Wasteland is a reskin of The Wretched by Chris Bessitti. Nice. It takes inspiration from I've never heard of The Wretched. It takes inspiration from video games Fallout and Fallout 2 by Interplay and the music of Goondock Saint and Mark Morgan. The books The Postman by David Brin, Earth Abides by George R. Stewart, and The Gunslinger by Stephen King. Okay. Interesting. I know Fallout solely through the Zeitgeist. And I don't believe I've heard of any of the other ones. Maybe The Postman, but I've never read it. So that's fun. I know nothing about it. Moving forward. Also, this is great for me because I don't know. And so I've just finished downloading all the RPGs that I own off of itch. And let me see. If I were and there are 1,513 files in this folder. I'm taking this step by step. This is why all I had left was one of the huge bundles. I had like 500 things to choose from. But with like I'd say like maybe 30 of them you couldn't access anymore. So it was more like 420, I think. At the end of the day, I think it's 456. And then I think at the end of the day it was closer to 420, but like almost every single one of them had multiple files in it, and boy oh boy. So I just sat there and I just hit download on everything. And I am going to spend the time over the next like week, I think, separating it into folders where that is appropriate so I can better organize this. Because like, for example, I have the 5-act play RPG, right? The 5-act play has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 files in it. So I make a 5-act play or folder, throw those in there, go on about my day. The next one is six bytes, and then that has like 5 files also, put them all in, and so on and so forth until I finish it all. And then I plan on, I think, on doing a stream where I just organize it with you guys. So I can also get input from you guys, because again, I don't know everything. In fact, for the most part, what I do on social media when I hear about some scumbag in the community, I just simply go and block them on Twitter. But that also means I no longer know their name, nor who they are, and I don't commit them to memory. So maybe you guys will know if anybody's a scumbag and I should remove them from like the list. But yeah, that'll be in the future. And also, if you guys have any experiences with the RPGs, then I'd love your input then. All right, who? You are a scout from a post-apocalyptic compound. Yep, you have just discovered a large raider camp. It is your job to get back to the compound and warn your people. Are we talking about ban people? Hey, Derek. I was just talking about how I finally finished downloading all the RPGs I have off of itch. All I really have to do is now take... I think, like 3 or 4 RPGs folders across all of my hard drives from different time periods of my life. So I just need to grab those and throw them into that folder also, and then just sort them all out. And I was just talking about how after I throw them all in their individual folders, and have them a little bit more organized than just 1,500 random files in a folder, I want to organize them kind of like, I don't know if you were here when Bude was explaining his, or their, organizational spreadsheet that they have of all of their RPGs with like, with like categorization. It's actually insane. It's actually so cool, how Bude organizes, their RPGs in an Excel. I think it's on the spreadsheet. And so I also want to do the same thing, inspired by Bude. So I want to spend a stream where all I do is I just spend time, one side of my screen, I have my folder with all the RPGs. On my other side of the screen, I have the spreadsheet where I'm just typing in each RPG. And I want to do it on stream. So A, I force myself to actually sit down and do it. And B, so you guys can, if, you guys have any input on any of the games that you guys have played or whatever, or if they're made by some scumbag, and I just don't know about it, because again, I just don't commit scumbags to memory. It's really out of sight, out of mind. I just block them from everything, and then that's it. So I don't know their names. I don't know if they've done, like, what stuff they've made, after I block them. So if there's names in there that you guys recognize, I can just easily, like, strike that from the list and then never think about it again. Or on, a more positive side note, if you guys have played some of the RPGs I'm going to be sorting through, and you guys have opinions on them, I'd love to know. Because I'm thinking of doing a category where it's just like, okay, the name. Then I do, how many players, GM, yes, no, what the genre is, and, maybe like a small description, or like I've noticed a lot of them have like a virtual tabletop or like extra, or like a website dedicated to stuff for that TTRPGs. So probably link that also. And then also link the actual like itch.io page. That's what I think I'm planning on doing. And then any category that I need after that, I could just add on. The great thing about a spreadsheet, it just keeps going. A couple of us did that for one of the big bundles. Hell yeah. It's, there's a lot of bundles out there. I just finished doing the racial equality one today. I just finished downloading it all. I say all. I'm like 100% sure I've missed a few of them, because I just clicked on it, went boop 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 boop, or I would click I would click them, then I would download the things to the best of my ability because it might be a setting, honestly, in Firefox that can change, but when you download a PDF, it'll instantly open you to that tab. So it was constantly going back and forth between the tab of the thing and the actual, web page where I'm downloading it from. So I'm pretty sure I missed a couple of files. I'll be cross-referencing it, as I go through it. Oh, I would love it, Derek. I would love it, actually. 1,000%. A bajillion percent. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much, Derek. That'll make it easier on me. I have a couple of other ones. It's smaller, way smaller than the racial equality one. And then I just recently bought that were specifically for solo TTRPGs because obviously that's what I'm looking for the most part. And yeah, the other thing that I want to do is I want to rank them by like how interested I am in each one of them. Like there's just some themes that I'm just not interested in. Or they don't call my attention, so they're not really high up on my list of things I'd want to play right away. But there are some things that I find very interesting, and I'm just like, you've caught my eye. I kind of want to play you. And also, like, the number one way to catch my eye is literally, there was one game that, like, just did it for me. It was just right away. I was just like, ah, yes. That is the one. That is the, you know what? Let me just look up one of my favorite artists, and I will just simply show you like the peak of what you have to do to catch my attention. There's like a specific yellow and a specific like distressed art style that I'm all about. Is there anything weird on this? No. Not weird, but like something I wouldn't want to be showing on twitch.tv. Is this display? It's that display. What am I turning off for this? Is it you? No. No, not that one either. It's you. Not you. It's you. Like, if you just show me this yellow and like this like distress sort of vibe, instantly I'm interested in whatever you're showing me. Instantly, that is the aesthetic I love. Which is why Wretched Wasteland caught my eye, because I saw this and I was like, interesting. I would like to know more. And then I saw the art and like they were showing on the actual webpage, and I was like, interesting. Interesting. And then I picked it up. But yeah, so right now we're just going through this and I'm hoping to outline it. What I'm doing like above me, that is in hopes of outlining it. Yeah, you can see why that would catch my eye from the vibe. Yeah. There's one that was in the racial equality bundle that was literally that shade of yellow and was like that scratchy, distressed black on some dead trees. I forgot what it was called, the actual RPG, because I went through too many of them today. It started with a T. 3 trees? I don't know. 3-2? Tree 2? I don't remember what it was called. And I was like, wow, this is what you've done here is you've nailed down my I've learned I have a type. I have a type when it comes to the art on covers of games. If it looks like that, it will catch my color. If I see that yellow, instantly I feel like I know what I'm about to see. Anyways, you are a scout from a post-apocalyptic compound, and you have just discovered a large raider camp. It is your job to get back to the compound and warn your people. There is a vast, dangerous wasteland that separates you from your goal. Mutated animals, a burning hot sun, treacherous ruined land, wanderers of the waste, and lack of water. The raider just spotted the reflection of your binoculars. You're low on supplies, out of ammo, and trying to keep 2 steps ahead of a pack of raiders while dodging the worst of the wasteland can conjure. You'll be right, kid. Do you think that's supposed to mean all right? Or do you think it's trying to tell me that I will be correct in what I am doing? Anyways, when April 12th, 1985, the fighting started. Oh man. They fought for the control of fossil fuels and the domination of their cultural philosophies. It started with the megamechs, huge mechanical war machines designed to reduce the loss of life. Titans that fought with lasers, fire, and rockets. But it did not take long before the thermonuclear weapons were deployed and destroyed large sections of civilization. The nuclear fallout quickly killed those nearby and led to a nuclear winter. Sickness spread across the globe and the human race dwindled. Small bastions of hope survived, and over the last 200 years, they've been scrounging and scavenging. The world as we know it is gone. The few remaining humans carve out a living however they can. The wasteland is a cruel master. 200 years? Do you think 200 years? 200 years is a long time. No, I don't know if 200 years is enough time. Like, I think it's too long for us to still be scavengers in this way. I don't know. What do I know? The map. Hey, Crit Witch! How are you doing? Subscribe to tier 1 for 3 months. Thank you so much for the 3 months, Crit Witch. I hope you're doing well today. It's nice to see you. Right now, we're just going through the wretched wasteland. By what's this guy's name? Stuart Watkins. Don't pay too much attention to how long anyone says stuff it takes in the game. True. There was this TikTok. I actually got quite a few likes on the comments I made on this TikTok, but it was somebody talking about like, I don't care about the timeline in books at all. In fact, I don't keep track of time at all in books. You can say whatever amount of time and I will believe you. However, if you start being very specific and start like being very specific with your dates, I'm gonna start keeping track of that. And if your dates don't match up, I'm gonna know. Like, why are you doing that why are you going to school on a Sunday? Like, what are you doing? That's not a school day. What are you doing? You said this yourself. You set up the schedule and I'm just trying to keep it now. Why aren't you? And I just agreed. I was just like, yeah, I do not care at all for time. You can say however many years you want. You could just be vague. The last thing I care about when I'm reading a book is a timeline. If you're gonna set up a schedule, if I'm like looking at your Google Calendar right now, your week to week in the book, I'm expecting you to keep that week to week in the book. The map. The map represents your progress through the wasteland. Your token will start at the top of the X tile. I'm assuming that's the first tile. At the end of each day, you must roll a 6-sided die to move your token to the next tile. On the first 2 tiles, rolling a 4, 5, or 6 will advance you to the next tile. Oh, we're going to have a bad time in this game. On the next 2 tiles, rolling a 5 or 6 will advance you to the next tile. All other tiles, you must roll a 6 to advance to the next tile. Rolling a 1 represents getting lost and you move your token back 1 tile. Reasons for this may include a bridge collapsing, sandstorms, heavy rains, being chased by some savages, or any other interference that appropriately suits your journey. If you make it to the last tile, you win. Interesting. So you start on the X tile, and you want to get back to the compound. Okay, interesting. Okay. It begins. I see a Jenga tile and some cards. Set up the tumbling... right, Jenga is a brand, right? A legally distinct tumbling block tower. As you normally would for games of that nature, roll your die and complete that many pulls from the tower. The tower represents your physical and mental health as you move through the wasteland. If it falls at any time, you have given up all hope or sustained too many injuries. It results in your death and the game is over. You will become another pile of dried bones from the waste to consume. If you do not have access to a tumbling block tower, legally distinct tower, you do not need to use one and may ignore any instances where you are asked to pull from the tower. The wasteland or the raiders will take you instead. Shuffle the deck of playing cards and place them face down within easy reach. The ace of spades should be placed in the lower half of the deck as it can kill your character instantly. If you wish to play a shorter game, make sure the ace of hearts is in the top of the deck. Block towers, yeah. Our tumbling block tower. That's just it tickles me that that's what it's called. Okay, so it says you don't need to use the Jenga tower. Shuffle the deck of cards. Shuffle the deck of cards and place them face down within reach. Okay. I guess I will find out what the cards when I pull cards here. I'm assuming you pull cards in the same way you would pull blocks or you would take out blocks. I'm unsure. The game is divided into days. Each day has two phases, the journey and the log. Okay, phase 1, the journey. Roll your die and draw that number of cards from the deck, lay them face up. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to think if I want to play this right now then, if that's going to be this month's game, or if I'm going to wait until next month. Because I do not have access right now to a tumbling block tower, nor do I think I'll have one by the time the game starts. Because it's not so much that I need... It's not so much that the... It's not that the tower is gonna... Like, nothing is going to be expensive. It's just that everything is gonna add up. Because if I want the Jenga tower, that means I would like a Jenga tower camera, right? And I do not own a secondary webcam at the moment. But webcams are cheap nowadays, and you're just going to be looking at a Jenga tower. So it's not like that's gonna set me back. Like that's not difficult. It's just that we have those two things. And if I'm already gonna do that, then I also am gonna want the deck of cards, right? Which I would also want from that, which again, also not expensive. Just on top of everything, it does start to add up a little bit. I'm trying to think of timeline, if I would be able to get this done. Yeah, I've seen some online Jenga towers, and obviously the card decks in Roll20 are also possible. And I don't necessarily need one for this game, but it does feel like one of those games where it would be more exciting. Because it does feel like you're gonna die often in this game. Let's keep reading and I'll keep thinking about it. Phase 1, the journey. Roll your die and draw that number of cards from the deck. Lay them out face up. 2. This where you build the narrative of the day. Consult the survival guide to see what each card means. Oh, okay. 3, resolve each card in the order that you believe builds the best narrative. Oh, that's neat. I like that. 4, when you have completed all events for the day, discard the cards you have used unless you are told otherwise. Okay. 5, roll your die to check your progress on the map. Refer to the map page for details. How many cards do you pull out? Oh, you roll a die and that's how you figure it out. Okay, interesting. Another one. Hey, Kalino! How you doing today? I was thinking of pay dates. Because that would mean I'd also... I mean, I already have intention, so... I'm intending on changing how the layout of my desk works. Right now I have my computer tower on my desk, and I am planning on moving that down, soon. I have a small table that I used to use to put on top of my desk to make it a stand-up desk. Um, but with the way that I just have too much stuff now, it's not really plausible for me to use that to stand up anymore. So instead, I am going to be using it to put my tower on the side, or put my tower on it, and that'll free up a lot of space on my desk. And that is probably where I would put the Jenga tower, and the camera would probably get a good angle there. Because then it would just be looking straight at my back, at my wall behind it. I'm just thinking timing. What day is it gonna be? The 24th. So Twitch payouts go on the 15th, and I think I'm getting my Twitch payout this week, or that on the 15th, this month, I should say. So I don't think I got it last month. Like, I would order it probably on that Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'd get it maybe that Saturday, Sunday. I would buy all 3 things. I'd get the tower, the deck of cards, and the webcam. And that would be probably the whole payout. And then sorry, I'm looking at my I'm looking at my calendar on my computer. Um, in theory, I would get it by the 24th, if that's the day we get it. Which would mean, I mean, I already planned on doing my spring cleaning, because I want to also clean off, like clean my computer and also like clean everything. Because my keyboard is also hella dusty right now. So I'd like dust everything, clean my desk, reorganize some stuff. I could do it. I could do it with the Jenga tower, I think. You're okay just working on some stuff? Hell yeah. Samesies though. If I were to do it on the first, then it would be guaranteed I'd have everything probably. If I want to get it, that is. Okay. I'm thinking about it. We're gonna continue to think about it. I do like this mechanic though, the card mechanic. Phase 2, the log. Take a moment to consider the events of the day. Think about what you had to do and how it could have impacted you physically and mentally. Record your audio log for the day. Interesting. The log. Record your first audio log. Reading from the script as follows. Let's not talk about dust slash me looks around, okay? Oh no! I would never. It is very dusty in this room, though. I do need to do some dusting. I cleaned off my fan last night because I thought my fan was like... I changed my fan from like a cool mode to hot mode. But I guess I didn't realize that I had already done that this season. So I was instead spreading all the hot air, and I was just been like cooking in this room for the past week. And yesterday, I was just like, maybe it's just because I didn't dust my fan. before I switched it. I thought I heard something. Um, but no. I turned it off and turned it on again to see, like, what direction it was spinning, and I was like, "That's the incorrect way you are spinning, sir." So while it was off, I finally cleaned it. I dusted it, and, I was like, "Damn, you were dusty." And, ugh, my computer is also very dusty. I keep cleaning, like, the filters on the outside, but I should probably do a nice deep cleaning of it. Um, anyways, so the script goes as follows. First day of the return trip, Scout, my name, reporting. I've spotted a large raider camp roughly 10 days out from the compound. One of them saw me. They'll be on my tail. I've got no ammo left, a little food, and a little water. However, if the water stays in check and I don't come across anything too nasty, I can make it back in time. My name out. All subsequent reports should begin with the statement, X day, fourth day, fifth day of return trip, Scout, my name, reporting. Should you die in the wasteland, another scout finds your remains, they can use the information you have discovered to help the compound. This information you put in the log is your choice, but at least cover the events of the day. That's fun, because I anticipate us at least dying once or twice while playing this game. Um, and to fill the time, I probably have to play a couple of rounds of this. So that'll be important. I'll probably do, like, an actual, like I wonder what I would do there. I could do the like, I could very easily record my voice, that's not a problem. I'll just pull up Audacity and I'll have it on, you know? But I should but it's more feasible for me to write it down for you guys to make it something visual. However, if I die and I find my other scout stuff, then it would be cool to pull up, like, the audio recording of it. Maybe I just do both. Anyways, the survival guide. You will consult the survival guide every time you draw a card. Okay, the guide will assign you a task that must be completed. These tasks may require you to pull a brick from the tower. Some will pose questions or problems that will need solving. Others are different again. Nothing is certain in the wastes. Hearts. Hearts represent your daily struggle to survive in the wasteland. When you draw a heart, you are struggling to survive in the waste, locating water and food and handling the harsh environment. Diamonds represent the relics of the past. 200 years? Well, nuclear winter is devastating. Let me tell you something about fucking plant life. They're resilient as hell. Well, let's just assume this is an actual wasteland that 200 years later has never recovered, or maybe there was desertation. I'm now realizing I've only ever seen that word written and never heard it aloud. Desertification, when an area becomes a desert due to the process that comes from being a desert, where things just get very dry. The water cycle doesn't happen in that area that often anymore. I mean, it is a desertification. A degradation? Close. I mean, it is a degradation. Desertification. You know what happened to the Sahara Desert, Like how that used to place be really green and then it became a desert? That. So let's assume that's what happened to this area in the last 200 years. That's what happened here. And not the fact that feasibly a nuclear winter isn't that devastating 200 years later. It doesn't matter. Diamonds. Diamonds represent the relics of the past. Some people, I'm not going to name names, but some people were obsessed with the show about the apocalypse that had to take care. It took place about 200 years after a nuclear, mutually assured destruction nuclear war on Earth. And then 200 years later, people came down from the space station to Earth to see if it was, thriving, and it was. Um, and people still existed down. And maybe that person also read a lot of fan fiction about that. And just maybe those fan fiction authors went a little hard in their research about what a post-apocalyptic world would look like after a nuclear wasteland. What? I don't know. Relics of the past. You discover in the waste. When you draw a diamond, you are finding locations and items from a lost civilization. Interesting. I wonder how that could help or a little bit of special interest look. Just maybe. Some of us may have had several years in college where they had a stress stream every night and it was always about an apocalypse. What? The clubs represent the raiders, a vilest bunch of murderers in the waste. They're close behind you. They're hunting you, and toying with you. Spicy. Spades. Spades represent the weirdness that can be found in the wastes, the wasteland wonders. When you draw a spade, you are interacting with the wonders of the wasteland, for good or for worse. Ace. Heart ace. Daily struggle. You discover a battered but serviceable compass. 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 Compass? That's how you say it. Compass? Is that you say it like that, right? Compass? What does it sound wrong? Compass. 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 With this, you will be able to ensure you're on the right path. Pull from the tower. Do not discard this card. Instead, place it next to your map as a reminder. You can no longer get lost while traveling in the wastes, and rolling a 1 no longer pushes you back a tile. Ayo! Ace of Hearts is goated? As for me in particular, if I get that, we have to win that run. Two of Hearts, water. Water running freely in the waste. You have discovered a small natural spring. The water looks clean, but do you drink it? Probably, honestly. Three of Hearts. You drop the small canteen of water you carry and it cracks. The precious liquid inside leaking away. You must spend the remainder of the day repairing it. How do you repair it? Pull from the tower. Do not roll to move the next tile. Four of Hearts. In the back room of an old grocery store, long since ransacked, you discover 3 tins of dog food. This is a rare find. Did you enjoy eating it? Imagine canned dog food that's 200 years old. I'm just gonna leave that one for your brain thoughts for right now. Five of Hearts. No food today. What happened? How did it run out? Or what events stopped you from eating? Pull from the tower. Rather not. Why would you do that to me? I didn't pose the question. Four of Hearts posed that question. Six of Hearts. I don't know. Maybe I stopped eating because I ate some dog food. But oddly, I feel like it would be dog food. Nah, that thought got caught by the filters. Oh, that's gross. Six of Hearts. The hunger has gotten too much for you and you decided to hunt for food. What did you use? What did you find? Okay. While traversing a steep incline on a gravelly hill, you lose your footing and tumble to the bottom, grazing and bruising your leg. What do you do when you reach the bottom? Pull from the tower. Oh, there's a dog food. Yikes. Eight of Hearts. The wind howls and picks up speed, blasting sand across the waste. Do not roll to move to the next tile. Ooh, waste sickness. Nine of Hearts is upon you. Your skin is red and puffy. Your stomach churns and you are short of breath. You know this can kill. I need you to know that 200 years and I need you to know that nuclear fallout, while very devastating, in the long term, 200 years later, even not it does not take that long. It takes a while, but it does not take 200 years. I don't think it even take like 50 years. It clears up pretty fast. Um, it is devastating, but not 200 years devastating. Like, you wouldn't be alive 200 years after a nuclear fallout. You'd probably would live out the, you know, if it's a nuclear winter, you'd probably live the rest of your life in like a fallout shelter. However, the next generation would not. Let's just put it that way. 10 of hearts, the bridge you use coming through this way has collapsed. Ooh, pull from the tower and do not roll to move to the next tile. Interesting. J of Hearts. I'm pretty much just reading through these to see if any of these I don't want to deal with. Um, you find the track of a much larger beast. You can't see it, you can't hear it. How will you avoid it? You sit and eat in the shade. Your stomach fills. Aw, Q is a good one. Oh, a bullet ricochets off the wall next to you. Raiders are upon me. How do you get rid of them? Interesting. If you pull all four kings from like the different like if you pull the king of hearts, king of spades, king of clubs, and the king of diamonds, if you get all four, the raiders caught you and that's another game over state. Wild. All right. Diamonds are relics of the past. Ooh, Ace of Diamonds is a bunker sealed and empty with a bed. You could spend the night in the bed. Do you stay or do you go? Roll the dice twice to move to the next tile and take the highest result at the end of the journey phase. Okay. Two of Diamonds, remains of a children's playground in the valley. The wind blows the swings and the merry-go-round winds as it rusted metal slowly turns. This was a place of happiness in the old world. Does it look? I need to suspend my suspension of belief needs to really start kicking. My brain keeps just being like, well, actually, 200 years in the future. Oh man. A huge building sticks out from the rubble. There's two double doors now showing Die Hard. Oh right, because 1985. Um Die Hard. Die Hard's a 90s movie, isn't it? Die Hard came come out. 1988. Wild. So that puts the timeline as to when this apocalypse happened. Oh, a school, a small lunchbox. Charred remains of a robotic assistant lay in the dirt. That's very Fallout. Circuitry exposed, its dead eyes staring straight at you. Damn, Cogsworth. What happened to you, bud? Collection of large covered. Oh, they seem filled. What? Large hardcover books fall out of an overturned bookshelf. They seem to be reference manuals filled with paintings of horrid creatures. Did these things once roam the old world? What do you do with the books? That's really funny. Horrid creatures. You see things like a rhinoceros and a giraffe. You see a gazelle with their horns. Would a lion be intimidating looking if you didn't know what a big cat was? Like, I have to imagine, like, the hippopotamus and the rhinoceros, even the giraffe probably are a little more intimidating than the lion if you don't see it, like, roaring. Once you see it roaring, obviously, like, the canines really get you. But if it's just sitting there staring at you like they usually do, I don't know, they look real fluffy. I don't know what to say. Um, oh, you see one of the mega mechs, okay. A family home, a crumbling family home 200 years later. Suspension of belief, PB. I need you to really hunker down and hold on to that. A bike. Rubber tires with a Y. Interesting. I'm trying to pinpoint where this person's from. Have rusted out. Interesting. Hard remains of a forest. Who did that to the forest? City off in the distance. Smoke billows from it. Interesting. Oh, and K is another Raider card. All right. The Raiders are the spades? Which one is it? Which one is. No, this is Clover. No, but Clover's not one of them. Clubs? Is it clubs? Which one is the. Is this spades or clubs? The, like, Clover. It's. What do you look like, Spade? Images. Ah, so it's club. This is a club. Okay. In the morning, a lone raider approaches your small camp. They come with their hands up, a deserter. They want to join you on your way back to the compound. What do you do? Depending on how helpless my character's feeling, I guess. Raiders set fire to tires with a Y. Okay. Them being creepy. Ooh, okay. They got to you? Okay. Okay, Raiders following you. Hmm. I don't know. I know people have really strong feelings about dogs. Um, so the eight of clubs is you hear the howl of their dogs. The rabid, starving mongrels they have trained to hunt and kill. Their guttural growls and barks pierce through the silence of the waste. Upon hearing them, what goes through your mind and what do you do? I feel I'd probably have to change it from dogs to some other beast that we can, like, brainstorm. Because I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about dogs and the state of their well-being, more so than humans a lot of the times, which is horrifying to me, truly. But, to each their own. Um, yeah, I think I'd have to change this from dogs just for the comfort of other people. Some other sort of beast. There's at least one other reference to them here, but it's our game. And 200 years in the future, we're living in the world where we're pretending that a nuclear winter affects you for 200 years plus, and makes everything a wasteland, and nature does not reclaim everything. What would I want the beast to be? Is the question. Some mutated something or other, probably. I'm trying to think like Fallout. Maybe some sort of lizard type beast. Maybe some insectoid. Although lizards would probably be a little easier to conceptualize, especially in the wasteland, because those are very similar to deserts and being cold-blooded animals in theory. It would make thematic sense for them to be around. We'll think about it. We'll hold on it. Yeah, at this point, you have no reference about what was at that point. Yeah, it's like yeah, probably maybe some lizard type beast, reptilian mutation. We'll think about it. Anyways, that's that. Let's see. You hear mad violent outcry of raiders, like they're celebrating. Okay, violence. Okay. It's their way of life. You hear them fighting and shouting. Interesting. Rain, toxic, poisonous. At least you know that even the raiders won't be out in it. They came as the sun rose. Three of them dressed in leathers with helmets fashioned from scrap metal. Makeshift guns and batons of steel. Do not discard this card. Place it where you can see it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I just had this horrifying thought of making my own card for this, but there's no way. There's so many out cards. What is it, 52 in the deck? – 54 with the Jokers, right? Wasteland Wonders. I just don't know how logistically I would do that, you know? I feel like I could probably get it done if I started like tomorrow. But realistically, I don't know how I would physically get that done. Like how I would like not physically, but logistically I would get it done. Because cards aren't exactly the most easy thing to do. It's like in theory I could like get them printed out at like I don't know, a Staples on like cardstock or something. I have to come out with like some sort of backing. I know it's a horrifying thought to put that. I don't know. It doesn't seem like this game takes a lot of setup. I think the most this game is gonna take the setup is literally just getting hotkeys for everything. Because it's like a hotkey in the same way like I can make myself big. How in theory I can make myself big if my button worked. Do I not have? Where's my where's my big cam? It's not behind anything. Wait, hold on. Wait. Are you not working? I didn't put all this work into it just for you not to work. Where are you? Okay. Works now. Yeah, how in theory I used to have the boop boop. I would have to do that with like a scene change with the Jenga tower, which I guess logistically wouldn't take too much. Well, I mean, no, I'm saying it won't take too much. It would just is the time. I wouldn't be able to start working on it until after the fact. And technically, it's a way for me to keep like practicing. Anyways, on to spades. No. Clubs? Did we decide the other one was cubs? Clubs? Oh no. It's a clover one. Okay, clubs. Oh, that's not the thing to look. Spades. This is spades. Okay. Spades is Wasteland Wonders. You're taken as you sleep. Oh no. Oh, that's the game. That's the death card. Right. Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades. It's the insta die card. It's the GG's no re. You find this okay, 2 in small cache of homemade hallucinogens. Interesting. Ooh, next one is a dice tower, okay? Ooh. A living massive carnivorous plant. Wild. I guess it could also be like a giant rat. I don't know. I feel like there's a demonization of rats, due to them being pests. They're not always pests, you know? They're an important part of the ecosystem. It's just a shame that they also live in human spaces. Thanks to us taking over their spaces, you know? And also just moving them from place to place, which is also unfortunate. I'm still thinking about like what to replace dogs with. Um 5. They're gibbering and branching echoes, shuffling closer to you, wandering. Have you seen the broken light of the forgotten mothers? Wild. The lore? A fallen scout in the middle of the rubble is next. You search their pack as per scout protocol. Recover some water in their recordings. They know the area well. Roll the dice twice to move to the next tile at the end of the journey phase, okay? Drop your stuff. All of it. You're confronted by a man in the road leathers, brandishing a sawed-off shotgun. He's breathing heavily. Okay. White fur covers their sleek bodies. Radiation and the struggle for survival have mutated the rats. White fur, though? That's a wild choice. That's a choice. You made a choice here, and I don't know how I feel about it. They scamper as you walk through the area. We're suspending our... This is a suspension of disbelief, PP. This is a fantasy world. There can be white-furred rats in... a mutated rats in this world. It's fine. It can happen. I'm sure their fur is not dirty at all. It's magic. It's the 9. You stand in what looks like the crater. That was their mutation, is that they never get fucking dirty and their fur is always white. But when you take a step back, it's a gigantic clawed footprint. Something huge has grown in the depths of the wastes and made its way through here. You are small and insignificant. Ooh, spicy. He kneels beside an open grave and weeps. The body that lays in it is covered. The mismatched armor and ramshackle weapons brand them as a raider. They have not noticed you yet. What do you do? Dun dun dun. Alright. They are gathered in the circle, chanting in a language you do not understand. 8 of them dressed in dark robes, covering their bodies. The chanting gets louder until they are screaming. Then one of them falls to the ground and the others jump on them, tearing them apart and eating their flesh. Oh, a cannibal cult. Weird champ, let's go. Queen is a tiny flash of green. Looking down, you see a sapling going through the rough soil. Fresh plant life growing in the waste? What do you do with it? You fucking leave it alone is what you do. Plants will always grow. Plants are so hardy. There's so many kinds. I find it difficult to believe. We're suspending our disbelief. They're white-furred, super clean rats running around this nuclear waste town. There can also be saplings that are only just sprouting 200 years from now. The king. Another if you draw 4 of these, GG's. No rees. Ooh. Oh, that's the end. That's it. We've done it. GG's. Okay, that's not hard. That's not a difficult, system to learn. It's fairly simple. Alright, where do we start this? Alright, let's start with the rule set, yeah? I'm gonna roll 1d6. I do this. End of each day, roll 1d6 to move. Yeah, to move a token to the next tile. Mm, Let's write it out like this instead. 1 and 2. Enter, it's enter. What do we go to here? Funnily enough, they never actually say it aloud, I don't think. How many tiles do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 5 through 8. We're going to have Trying to think in like my language and what's easiest for me. The hell? To glance over and have this make sense to me. And I think that will work the best for me. Um, I think how what the best way to like visually represent this on stream is going to be because this is fairly a straight line. From point A to point B. It's just a stack of 10 hexes. Which I guess I could have it like over where like the PDF and stuff is. I don't know. I'd need like a long side. I'm thinking about it. We'll think about it. What's the opposite of advancing? What is the thesaurus.com? What is the opposite of advancing? I want the antonym. I guess the setback maybe would be a good place to set it. A good way to call it. Time. Yeah, have a good night, Derek. Thanks for stopping by. It was good seeing you again. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. God, imagine your actual life was represented by a Jenga tower. Like how like my Jenga tower would look I'm sorry, tumbling block tower would look janky as hell if it represented my physical and mental health. write game over, so I know for sure that that's what that represents. Imagine a game expected you to have your deck of cards in order. I feel like that's a nightmare scenario. Like, the last thing I wanna do is, like, organize a deck of 52 cards to have them in order like they were straight out of the box. That would just be unhinged of, like, a game creator to expect that. I feel like the best part of owning a deck of cards is shuffling them. I clearly this is a towering card game. I clearly wasn't paying attention. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 it's a tower and card game. I'm gonna write this out, but I'm still contemplating whether or not I mean, I wanna play it, so I kind of wanna do it this month, and I think it is feasible for me to do it this month. It just means I need to buy and set everything up on a shorter time frame than I was kind of hoping I'd be able to do. How long have I been on? It's 10? Okay. Give me a hot 5 minutes. I shall be sorry, I was trying to decide. I don't wanna end stream yet, so I instead we're gonna go on BRB. I'm gonna BRB. I'll be around like 7 minutes, I think. You know, let me change that to like I always have this on 5 minutes, but I'm always closer to 10. I'll BRB, stand up, get a drink, stretch, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry, that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. I don't know what the word is in English. Dizzy? I got a little bit dizzy there, so I just had to like walk it off. But I'm good now for the most part. All right, let's continue on. We have all right, we're done with that. Next is we'll do phases. Um if I did do the cards myself, I could like almost MTG them or like game them, TGC them, or I could like obviously still have like all the numeration of a normal deck, but instead of having like the, you know, one side is the instead of having like the two-sided like same face just different directions like a normal playing card would be, I could have like the picture and then like the actual stuff from the card itself down at the bottom, kind of like card game cards usually have them. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I'm considering it. It would simply justify the time I have between now and being able to buy the Jenga tower webcam and the deck of cards. It's a good stretch. All right. Then we have to resolve. You know, I took it really on faith that I actually switched my scene over. I did. Okay. Right, and the general script is going to be that's too wordy. I don't need that. That's just blah 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 blah. Unnecessary. Okay. Do you want to give that a little space? Same with that. And same with over here. Okay. All right, we have that. Then we'll do just like a general survival guide. Need to put in the environment here. Don't need to do all that extra nonsense. Then we have diamantes, diamonds. Technically, is my my birthstone is a diamond, which is coming up actually. It is next Thursday, Friday, whatever the 18th is. It's that day. Wednesday, maybe. That's how you spell clubs. Okay. All right, that's all 4 of those, and then the rest of them is just a list of yeah. And then that's it. That's all I really need. I don't even really need the survival guide. All I need to know is how to do the map, advancing, the tiles, what a setback is, how to do Jenga tower, just how to do the cards, and that's really it. That's not a really difficult system to deal with. And instead of all I'm gonna do is figure out how I want to do the cards. Maybe what I do is I do make the cards, but only have them digitally. And so when I pull them, I not only pull them physically, but I pull them on my computer. So I'll pull like, the 3 of spades, the 4 of diamonds, and the king of clubs or whatever. Um, and then I go into my folder and I find those files and I pull them out and I have them on my virtual tabletop, and we read them like that instead of me having to somehow pull them up on some sort of table. 'Cause they're a little too long. And then I have some sort of like coloration system so I know when I need to pull from the tower or like re-roll a die or something. I think that would be good. I think that's an idea. And again, that'll give me something to work on. Um I'm gonna figure out how to do the log mostly and how I'm gonna do the map, because the map is quite literally the least important part. I could do it under me. I could have it like right here where I have like PB plays inside. I can make this smaller since I don't have to actually have much on here except the cards and like the Jenga tower, I guess. Like all I need is like my second camera up there, right? I can move me elsewhere. I can move me up. Oh, actually I hang out on the other side. I actually am over here for the game. So then that would give me all this space down here to put the hex map. I mean, they put a hex map here. I could be whatever kind of tiled map I want. Um I could also come up with some sort of overlay so that like I can have some poignant um on there. That might be a little too much work. But maybe like make some little icons for certain events, like if raiders show up, if I'm hurt, like some general like hurt, found something, no water, no food. You know what? Some of the like major things on the cards. I can make some icons there, kind of like they have it here, where they have some like trees and stuff. They have like broken down cars, some sort of like bottle. It looks like I can do some of that and just put that on there. I like kind of how they did this, where they have like some terrain. It's mostly trying to figure out a way to make it quick. My main issue with this is I need to make everything quick and not slow. Because slow kills me when I'm watching TTRPG games. It's how my ADHD loses attention. Um, so I want as little downtime in between moves as possible. I don't really want there to be that much dead air, if any. I don't know how difficult it would be to like input actual handmade cards into like Roll20 to make a deck of cards in Roll20. I'm assuming it's possible. I just don't know how I would do it, nor if I really have the desire to do it. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm thinking about it. Did an ad just play? Is that what just? Ugh, an ad just started playing. Fuck. I'll wait. I'm about to sign off. Because we're done. We did it. This was all I needed. At least this was my plan for today. This is all I wanted to get done today. I'm a bit surprised it doesn't have that already on Roll20. It might have it on Roll20. I just simply don't know how I would do it. I mean, I guess I could look it up. Roll20, making your own deck of cards. You said something about virtual tabletop, but do you have something like a virtual game table? Virtual game table? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. What would a virtual game table be like? Oh, they're like actual like tabletops? Oh, so they're like their own like tabletop. Interesting. I've never seen one of these. A virtual game table. That's dope. Uh, there's no question as to their use of copyrighted and licensed game, but tabletop simulator is the biggest one I know. True. That's so funny. There's a question to their copyrighted and licensed games. Very true. Hmm. I'll have to look it up. I mean, I've got time. I've got like 2, 3 weeks. 2 weeks, 2, 3 weeks, depending. Dude, Derek changed his photo on Discord and I never recognize him anymore. I was just like, who the fuck just sent me a message? Derek. I just didn't recognize his photo. Huh, that's a good point. Let me write that down somewhere. I swear, every time I need paper, I swear I grab like a whole handful of clean paper, and then I never actually have it. Yeah, I knew I had paper. And my piece of paper so I can write down my notes. Because they're writing down notes on a notepad virtually doesn't never works for me. I will simply just never look at that file ever again in my life. All right, gonna write that down. Have that down. Oh, apparently the transmogrifier in. Oh, you can create your own decks on Roll20. Interesting. Not a thing I'm interested in looking into right now at this very second, but it's gonna be there soon. All right. I also on this buy Jenga tower, deck of cards, probably a deck of cards, and also webcam. If nothing else, the Jenga tower is probably something I want, and the cheap webcam I'll probably find. Probably there's probably like a Logitech for $20 somewhere, right? Figure out layout for the map and tile grades line hex. What else did I have? Oh, make my own deck? Question mark. Oh, also audio logs. Recorded. Also dictated. And I think that's it I have to think about. Let's do 52 cards. It might be the return of art streams. Figure out the layout for stream. All right, I've got it all written down. Can you see it? If I put it up, I mean, you can see that I have a piece of paper. I guess it's just, have my notes written for this. All right, I'm gonna call it here for today, just because I'm feeling a little out of it. But thank you so much for the suggestion. It's something I'll definitely look into for Tabletop Simulator. And yeah, I am excited for this game. Honestly, I thought I was gonna have to take out a lot more than already. Oh, I need to come up with the mutated animal. Uh, Figure out alternative or mutated dogs. Mutated reptile, rat, mutated hamsters. Imagine I have to be goaded. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not feeling the greatest. I got hit with like a dizzy spell in the middle of there, but so I'm gonna call it there for the night. But thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I always appreciate your, what is the word? Your input and your advice as always. Um Probably no stream tomorrow, maybe stream tomorrow. If I have a stream, it'll probably be early in the day. I sometimes feel better earlier than the day than I do later in the night. Um, but we'll see. Like I said, my whole household is falling down with sickness. It's just being passed around, so it's me just fighting against that, and also fighting against my own ovaries, who are very upset with me at all times right now. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If I do stream tomorrow, it might be a little bit earlier than normal, or maybe a little later than normal. Tomorrow is a big drop for Hell Divers, so I'm gonna be interested in doing that. I wish I could stream that more reliably, but it's really wonky on my system, and I really hate it. Because I would like to. I play that game so much, and I feel like it's so fun to stream, but I hate how stream works when I have it on. Anyways, yeah, it might be the return of fucking art streams if I'm gonna do 52 cards. I'm thinking about it. I'll have to think about it more straight later. But yeah, so thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the advice. Thank you for everything. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evenings. Don't forget to be nice to each other. Don't forget to be compassionate, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you so much, Crit Witch. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And as always, thank you guys so much for the support. Your subs and all the continued support just means a lot to me. With subscriptions, I just know that I'll have a certain amount of income coming in at the end of the month, or every couple of months really is when I get a Twitch payout. But just that little bit means I can invest into stream. For example, this Jenga tower and extra webcam I'll be picking up for this game and future solo TTRPGs. Trooper informs me that there are a lot of solo TTRPGs that use the Jenga tower as their shtick. Um, I also have a Ko-Fi if you guys don't feel comfortable giving support through Twitch and would rather do it in a more kind of one-to-one system. Ko-Fi is always there for you. It's always at the top of the screen, but it's also there if you would like it. Make sure to also follow my socials. Honestly, you can mostly just find me over on Discord. Discord will always most like know when I'm going live. Sometimes I get a little lazy on social media, but Discord will always know. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evenings, and I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.